Alright, hello guys and girls. This is Sean Lonker, your host of the Mystic Paranormal podcast on the Midnight Highway. Tonight I'm about to share with you a story. I'm not going to go too far into it. I'm not going to make it too long, but it's a story that I haven't really shared at all with any of my friends or even my family for that matter. The only person that I know for sure is that I've told my wife. I've told her. But this was many years ago, what I'm about to tell you. And it's going to be unbelievable. And a lot of you guys and girls are going to think that I was definitely not telling the truth. That I'm fabricating this in some way. That it's too extraordinary. And even to me, it sounds too extraordinary to be true. But what I'm about to tell you is 100% true. And this happened back when I was like 5 years old. And I remember this like it was yesterday. I mean, sure, my memory's a little faded a little bit about like details, like small little details. But for the most part, this story that's in my mind, this truth that I'm about to present to you is very detailed. It is. It's very weird. First of all, I want to tell you guys that my mom, my sister's daughter, which is my niece, and me, we are all Rh negative in blood. Our blood type is A negative. And if you look it up, for some reason, scientists can't quite seem to figure out where our blood type has come from. Because blood doesn't mutate. But it was like 25,000 years ago or something like that this blood showed up. I don't know how they know that it was 25 years ago, because 25 years ago we weren't really testing blood. I mean, maybe it's like scientists today have figured it out. They traced it back or something. I don't know exactly what it is, but about 25 years ago, negative blood types began to show up on this planet. From what I understand, there was some kind of intervention that caused this to take place. And in my opinion, guys, from what I've researched, this is some alien intervention. Like aliens intervened on human beings and did something, and there became this different kind of blood type. And one thing that all of us have in common is sometimes we feel like we don't belong here, like we're not home, when we're home, obviously, but we don't feel like we're home. And a lot of us will just look to the sky and almost get this sadness. I can't describe it. I can't describe it. It's like my sister's got it. I know that. I don't know about my niece. She's too young. I think my mom had the same thing. But like you get the sadness, like you're not home. And maybe we ain't. Maybe Rh negative blood type individuals are somehow alien engineered. Maybe we aren't here. Maybe we don't belong here. Maybe we're from somewhere else. We are look this up yourself, guys. Don't just take my word for it. Look it up yourself. We are oftentimes labeled as odd individuals. We oftentimes have anxiety issues, which I have. We have panic attacks, which I have. I have severe panic attacks, guys. I have panic attacks so bad that when they get, like, when they peak, I have to go to the emergency room because I think I'm going to die. And I know in the back of my mind, I'm not dying. This is just a panic attack. But, like, this feeling of dread comes over you, and you got to get to the ER. It's like the flight or fight syndrome, and you are definitely fleeing. You're taking the flight. I can't explain it, but your heart rate goes sky high, your blood pressure goes sky high, you have chest pains, you can't breathe, you go numb. It's very hard to explain. And what I'm just trying to do is build up to what I'm about to tell you. Okay? There's just so many traits that RH negative individuals share. It's kind of like we're one big family. It's odd, and my blood type even traces back into royalty, people like really rich, famous, not really like rich and famous like in Hollywood. I mean like political, politics, leaders of the earth, leaders of the world. We trace back to individuals like that. Like we carry some kind of significance. Like we're meant to do something. But yet we can't quite figure out what it is. And damn near all of us seem to suffer from depression, which I do. And I'm also bipolar. And I apologize if my voice sounds weird at times. I am on medicine. I'm currently suffering from a bout of pancreatitis, but I'm not going to get into that. That's not what this video is about. This video is about what I encountered many years ago as a child. I was 5 years old at the time, and I could remember back as far back as age 2. I actually had a television fall on my head, and I had to get staples above either this eye or this eye. I forget which one it was, but I remember crawling up there was a dresser, and the TV was on top of the dresser, and I somehow managed to get away from my parents, and there I went, climbing up there, and the TV fell on me. Amazing. It's amazing. And my parents freaked out because they thought I lost my eyeball, because it was just my socket was filled with blood. So that would have freaked me out if I was a parent too. Well, I'm not a parent, which is another key thing here that we're talking about. I'm with my wife. I've been with my wife for 14 years. Long time. 14 years. That's a long time. And if you think about it, guys, I guess you can consider this adult content, but we've had sexual relations in 14 years, quite a few times. If you think about it, I don't know the exact number, but if you add it up, I think it was 15 years actually. Yeah, it was 15 years. Yeah, 15 years. Wow, I can't believe that. If my wife would have heard me say that, she probably would have flipped. But yeah. So we were together, or we are together. We've been together for 15 years, and not one time. I know this. Some of you might rag on me like from the beginning, but from the beginning we never had protected sex. Sexual intercourse was never. I never used a condom. And I'm sorry if I'm getting too graphic, but I'm just being real here, okay? And throughout the 15 years, let's just put it this way. I've done what you're supposed to do to get a woman pregnant. I'm not going to go into details and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying, okay? You get what I'm saying. I didn't exactly pull the plug, if you know what I mean. So that's just what I'm trying to say without being too graphic. But not one time has she become pregnant or anything. But even if she would have, now okay, I'm confused on this because when all right, let's say my wife was Rh negative, okay? If she were to become pregnant with me, and let's just say I was A positive, which I'm A negative. Let's say she was B negative. If I were to have gotten her pregnant, she would have had to have got these certain shots because her body would have actually reacted to the fetus, the baby, that it was a foreign object and it would have attacked it and killed it. So she would have had to have gotten these shots to have prevented that from happening. Why is that? Why is it that an Rh negative woman cannot take a positive man's sperm naturally without having medical intervention to stop her body from attacking that baby? Why is that? Now, what I was getting at, what I was confused is, let's say, in my case, let's say that my wife, I don't know what she is. I just know that she's positive. Her blood type is positive. It might be B positive, actually. I really don't know. But let's say I got her pregnant. I'm A negative, and she's B positive, or something like that. She's just positive. Would she still have to get the shot because I'm Rh negative? That I don't know. I don't know that part. You guys in the comments below can, if you know the answer to that, you can type it up. But if she was negative and I was positive, she would have had to have gotten shots. And my sister, okay, she's Rh negative, and she's had 2 miscarriages, even after getting the shot. Luckily, she did have my niece Madison, and but Madison has a lot of medical problems. Actually, to be honest with you, she has very serious medical conditions at a very early age, and she's on some pretty serious medications right now. Now, another thing that I wanted to say was my body seems to attack my own organs for some reason. Like when I was 16, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, and I was sick pretty much from 16 all the way up to, I think I was 33 years old when I had my colon removed, emergency surgery. But in between there were many hospital stays, many ER visits. I was sick a lot, and I was having massive anxiety. I mean, I was bad, dude. Like, I was calling ambulances constantly because I thought that I was dying of a heart attack. And they would take me down, pump me up full of benzodiazepines, and then I'd be alright. But it's like my body attacked itself, and what I'm getting to is I lost my colon, okay? They had to remove my rectum and my appendix during that time. And keep in mind, I'm Rh negative. And if you go to a blood bank or something like that, or you donate blood or plasma, you get more money than the regular person would that's like A negative, because our blood type is more rare. So we are considered special, I guess. But it's weird because I just don't understand why I started having all these medical problems. Yes, other people have ulcerative colitis that are, Rh positive. But, I lost my colon, I lost my rectum, I lost my appendix. I had to wear a bag for a year until they constructed something called a J pouch, which is basically a artificial or a man-made rectum. Okay, so I go to the bathroom normally now. I just have chronic diarrhea. Okay. Another thing. I'm sorry, my dog went down. He's sitting on the. He went down, bud. I'm sorry about that, guys. He's just walking around. I got a blind German Shepherd, and he's acting weird right now, so I'm letting him down off the bed. I apologize for that. But anyway, what I'm getting to is at 33, like I said, I lost my colon and all. I'm 40 years old right now. Keep that in mind. But at 33, I lost my colon, my rectum, and my appendix. And then after that, I thought I was all good. I thought, well, my health conditions are great. Everything's going to be all right. Well, no, that's not the case. My body decided to then attack my pancreas. And then I developed chronic pancreatitis, meaning I didn't just have pancreatitis. I get it all the time. Okay? And anybody that's ever had pancreatitis, or let's say a severe toothache, will compare to that, will understand how bad the pain is with pancreatitis. And I have it all the time. I'm in the ER every month almost, at least once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, maybe 5. Maybe I'm in there 2 times a week. But what I'm trying to say is my body also attacked my pancreas, and I eventually lost half of my pancreas because I had a cyst that was growing on it, and they cut half my pancreas out, the tail of it, and some of the body. I have a little bit of the body and the head of my pancreas remaining. And I'm sorry if you guys are bored by this part right now, but I'm just trying to build up to what I encountered and kind of connect the dots with the Rh negative blood type. Okay. So when they did the surgery, they had to remove my spleen, unfortunately, and my gallbladder. And like I said, half my pancreas along with that cyst. And that cyst ended up being benign. Thank God it wasn't cancerous. That being said, my pancreas was rock hard. It was shot, so to speak. And as I talk to you right now, I'm on medication for pancreatitis. I was just in the hospital last night. And, had my CT scan. I went in there with certain pain, and I knew what it was, but they have to go through the medical, procedures to assure so they can treat you appropriately. And, of course, my pancreas was flared up, and they called it angry, and my cyst has gotten bigger, so I'm probably going to need that drained eventually. And I might, I will probably, I will probably have to have my entire pancreas removed. And a lot of you guys, girls, might say, well, how can you live without a pancreas? Actually, you can. Your pancreas produces this enzyme called lipase and amylase, and it goes through the bile duct into the liver, and the liver transported into the stomach. It digests your food, okay? It releases this enzyme called lipase, okay? And like if you have pancreatitis, your lipase level goes through the roof. It does. But mine's so short now that it doesn't even rise. Like I think a normal lipase is anywhere up to 70, and last night mine was 37, and the doctor's like, wow, I don't think anything's really going on. And I said, listen, I said, I have chronic pancreatitis. I said, my pancreas is shot. It's pretty much dead. I said, it does not no longer produce high lipase levels when I have an attack. Okay? And sure enough, she did the CT scan, and there it was, pancreatitis, just like I said. I knew it. So, she was like, okay, you can either stay here in the hospital and get fluids and be on a clear liquid diet, or you could go on a clear liquid diet at home, and I'll write you some pain medicine and some nausea medicine, because you do get really nauseous when you have pancreatitis. Or she said, yeah, I'm sorry, I forget what I was. Yeah, I could either stay there and get treated, or I could come home and she would write me some scripts to balance out my symptoms, so to speak, and then I would just follow through with the diet and follow up with my pancreas surgeon. And that I chose to go home. I mean, I think anybody would. I know for sure the pain medication and IV would have helped out a lot better with my situation. That being said, I just wanted to go home. I don't want to sit in the hospital. I mean, I'll take, they gave me Percocet, which actually I haven't had in so long. It like rocked my world earlier today, and just pretty much waking up. But I wanted to get this video out. So let's get to the real deal here of what this video is really about. And this video is about me meeting what I would call an alien, something from another world or dimension or planet or whatever, extraterrestrial in nature. Definitely not of this planet. I'm telling you that right now. Unless they have like the ultimate hiding place. I don't know. If they do have a hiding place here, I believe that they came from space. I don't believe they originated from Earth. Okay? That I don't believe. But I'm RH negative, and a lot of the alien abductions, okay, are people that are RH negative. Seriously. If you research it, a lot of the so-called abductees are all RH negative in their blood. Their blood is RH negative. Why is that? Is that a coincidence? Research that. Do that. I'm serious, guys. Look that up. Pretty much all of the alien abductions have the RH negative blood. So, okay, I'm 5 years old. I'm getting to the story now. This video ain't going to be too long because the memory is just... It's a memory. I know exactly what it is, but there's like a cutoff period to where I know nothing at all. But, okay, we were outside, I remember. My dad was there. One of his good friends were there. They were drinking beer. And it was dusk. It was dusk, and they were looking up at the sky with their binoculars and just, acting foolish. I didn't understand that until I got that age, what it's like to drink and party. But that's what they were doing. They were drinking and partying and having a good time. And my mom was there, and I forget, some lady that Terry was dating at the time was there. My sister was running around somewhere, I don't know. My dog was tied up to the tree. And we lived in a trailer at the time, and there was no one in the trailer. And I remember my dad saying, "What is that?" And Terry, the guy, said, "I don't know, Jim." Jim's my dad. And my dad's like, "Do you see that?" and Terry's like, yeah, what is that? And then, they're looking through the binoculars and they're like, that's a UFO. And I'm so young, UFO to me is like, okay, what's a UFO? You know what I mean? I didn't know. I'm 5 years old. And I said, can I see? Can I see? And they were so into it, they were hardly giving me a chance to see, but eventually they did. And I seen this odd looking plane, is what I called it at the time. It was like your classic plate shaped craft in the sky, moving in odd ways. And it was impressive to me at the time, but it wasn't like it wasn't a big deal to me like it would have been now if I would have seen it, because I would have understood the situation. Back then I didn't understand this, what was going on and how important it was. But I kind of lose memory from there until I'm inside the trailer by myself. I don't know why. My parents would never let me do that. I'm inside the trailer by myself, and there's a knock at my door, okay? And I'm standing there, and I just kind of remember being blank in the memory. And I open the door, and I'm serious, what you would describe as like an alien gray was standing there in the doorway. Okay? Now think about this. My mom and dad and everybody's outside. I mean, you would think they would see this. But there was no reaction. Actually, there was no sound coming from outside. And I stood there and I looked at it, and it was looking me right in the eye. And it had these big black eyes. But for some reason, I was not afraid of this being. This, what I now call an extraterrestrial. I wasn't afraid of it. It gave off no fear whatsoever. And I can't remember what it said to me, but it said something without opening its mouth. Like it spoke to me mind to mind, telepathically. And I really wish to this day I knew what it was. Like maybe I should actually go to a hypnotist and see if they can hypnotize me or something and put me under or whatever they do, and see if they could dig out that memory that's missing from me, and dig out that memory that's missing. Why was I all of a sudden looking up at the sky at what my parents called a UFO, and then I'm suddenly in a trailer, there's a knock at my door, and there's this naked being. It had no private parts, though. There was no private parts at all. It was just, I don't know if it was a suit over its whole body or if it was actually a naked being. It appeared to be naked. But I like I said, I don't know if it was a suit or if it was its actual skin. And it said something to me, and I don't remember what it was, but I remember sitting there staring at it, and it was almost like it loved me. Okay, that's like the best way I can describe it. Like it was almost as if this being that I was looking at loved me, and love propelled, radiated off of this being towards me, and hope. And all kinds of good emotions just radiated off this being onto me, and it was just strange. I can't explain it, guys. I mean, I wish I could go deeper into the story, but I would be fabricating it. This alien stood at my door. It was pretty much my same height. I mean, I'm 5 years old, I'm short, so it was pretty much my same height. I could tell that it was older than me. Like, I could sense leadership in this being that it was higher than I was mentally. And I knew it at the time. And I wasn't afraid, and it said something to me, and I remember nodding or replying back to it, and I don't know what I said. But the door shut. And the next thing I know is I'm back outside, and we're sitting on a picnic table. The binoculars are down. It's pitch black. And they're all laughing and having a good time. and I don't know how I went from it being dusk, looking up at this UFO, to being inside my trailer and answering the door and seeing this being. And this being was like your typical alien gray, but I don't remember it really being gray. I remember it being more greenish. I really do. And I know that sounds stereotypical, but it was almost, it did have gray to it, but it was more green, and it had very long arms, slender as hell. The body was slender. I mean, it looked like you could just pound it to death if you're an adult. It was that slender. Kind of like Slender Man, but not like big like Slender Man, or as long of arms. It had long arms, but not like that. I mean, they were just really long. And its head was real big, like your typical alien gray's head is. I don't got to describe that. And the eyes, as you know, big and black. That's what they were. So, what happened to me, guys? What happened to me from that moment, from looking up at the sky and seeing this UFO, to going in my trailer, answering my door, seeing this being, saying something to it, it's saying something to me, all to the mind, and then shutting the door, waking up outside, sitting on a picnic table in the pitch black, and my dad and friend are goofing off, and my mom, and they're all laughing and drinking, and my sister is, they're all having a good time. I don't get it. I don't know if it's because I'm RH negative, that there's some connection between us and extraterrestrials. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I know one thing, that I am a very smart person, and I could read people extremely well. And so can someone else in my family. I'm not going to mention their name, but someone else in my family can do this as well too. But guys and girls, I'm not going to go on with the story anymore. I will have an alien, or a show based on aliens and extraterrestrials and UFO sightings and abductions coming up here real soon. I don't have my calendar on me. I don't know the dates, but it's already scheduled. I encourage all of you out there to subscribe to this channel. Like, comment, tell me your thoughts, and click that notification bell, and that way you know when we post new material, so you can get it. We're going to have good stuff, guys. I'm the host of the Mystic Paranormal podcast, okay? And Chastity's the co-host. And like I said, I have a lot of health problems, so you'll probably see a lot of her hosting shows, because I get sick a lot, okay? But I wanted to get this video out now. I know I only post on Tuesdays and Saturdays, but I was going to post this yesterday on Saturday, but I actually was really, really sick and had to go to the hospital, and I got home today at like 7:30 in the morning from the ER, made my way for there all night long, and I came home today. I would have had this video out earlier, but they gave me narcotic pain medication, and I took it, and I blacked out pretty much. I slept. It just pulled me to sleep. I was out like a light. So I used to be able to handle this stuff a lot better than I could, I do now. And it affects me a lot different. But that being said, guys, please Give me your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think went on? I'm not lying. And even if you think I'm lying, pretend for a moment that I was telling the truth. What do you think that meant? What do you think was happening? Do you think that the Rh negative blood type is tied into abductees and alien communication? Do you think that? Please tell me what you think, because I'm confused. I don't know what it was. A lot of people say aliens are demons. Okay, like Christians, that's their view. At one point, I was so into Christianity, I thought everything was a demon. A ghost, an alien, and they might be. I don't know. I don't know. But I host shows. I've interviewed guys such as Dr. Edgar Mitchell, the sixth man to walk on the moon, Carmen Reed, the lady that was the mom in the Discovery Channel documentary called A Haunting in Connecticut. They also made a movie on it. She's not the actress mom. She's the real mom. She's the real deal. Okay? So I've interviewed a lot of guys. Stanton Friedman, who passed away just recently in February. He was the first civilian to investigate the Roswell, New Mexico UFO crash of 1947. Also, sadly, I want to say that Dr. Edgar Mitchell did pass away a year or two ago. So I'm honored to have interviewed these guys. And I have them on Audio Boom, and we are just starting back up. So I got to pay for that again, and my shows will be available. And I will upload them to this channel. So you'll get to hear all of that. Even the old content. Like, I call this basically Mystic Paranormal Season 3. Because we went through 2 seasons, and, finances, all that kind of got in the way. And we went off the air for a while, and my health became a huge issue. And that played a great part of that. So we're back now. We're going to stay back. I'm going to make damn sure that this podcast remains steady and current. Okay? We upload every Tuesday and every Saturday. Okay? Remember that. And just because we upload one video on Tuesday doesn't mean we ain't going to upload 2 or 3. Maybe 5. It ain't going to happen 5. But multiple videos could be posted on Tuesdays and Saturdays, not just one, okay? And I am the boss of the Mystic Paranormal. I'm the founder. I own it. So, if a show, we schedule our shows 11 p.m. Eastern Time to 12 a.m. Eastern Time, and let's say we're talking and the show's real deep and it's going good, we'll go past 12. The show could go longer. But the thing about my show that's a lot different is I will live stream from YouTube, but I will also be live streaming from Facebook. Okay, so if you go over to our Facebook group page, which is in the comments below, or in the description below, you will see the address and join that group, because through Facebook, I know you can't do it through YouTube streaming, but through Facebook streaming, you could actually, you could have individuals come on the video with you and they could talk. So if you have a story to share or something to say, you could come on video and talk about it. Or if you're too shy, you can always just type it up and I'll read it, and we'll go from there. I'll give you my opinion, and others will share their views too. Right now, I'm not interviewing people. I'm just doing podcasts with, you guys and girls. I'm going to be talking about various topics, and my co-host Chastity is going to be making her debut in either November or December, and it's going to be about serial killer Ted Bundy. So, and the ghost of Ted Bundy too. We do talk about various topics. It's not all paranormal, but it's all interesting. I will tell you that. So you want to subscribe to this YouTube channel. You want to join our Mystic Paranormal Facebook group page. If you want, you can always add me to Facebook. My personal Facebook is down there, so you could do that. And, we can talk. I'm just a regular guy on that page. I'm a regular guy. But for right now, until we build the audience on YouTube and our Facebook group page, we're going to be broadcasting on my personal page, which has like 4,000 people on it. So we're going to obviously broadcast there. We're going to broadcast on their group page, and we're going to broadcast right here. Alright, guys? I have a lot of health problems, but I'm back for you. Okay? I love doing this. I don't do this for money. I don't get paid. This is just fun. What you're seeing is not this huge professional, where you would do a podcast at. I don't got this major studio. I'm a regular person like you. Okay? I'm not a rich man. I mean, I'm not a poor man, but I'm definitely not rich. Definitely not rich. Way closer to poor than rich. And, we're the type of family that lives Facebook. That's funny. Paycheck to paycheck. We really do. But I enjoy doing this. I'm on disability because of my health conditions. So this really gives me something fun to do. And I would really appreciate you guys really participating in this. And definitely subscribing. Subscribing and liking a video, you don't know how much that'll help me in the long run to bring you guys better content. Okay? And you will see us sometimes broadcasting live at, places that are supposedly haunted or something like that. I don't ghost hunt anymore. Okay? I'm not a ghost hunter. I am a paranormal investigator and a podcast host. And on October 31st at 11 p.m., when the Mystic Paranormal Podcast debuts for Season 3, that's exactly what we're going to be talking about, is ghosts. What are ghosts? And we're going to share spooky tales too. You guys and girls are going to be allowed to share the scary things that you have experienced in your life. This ain't your typical podcast right now, okay? And yes, I will have guests in the future. But right now, the internet is my phone. That's it. But I've interviewed the cream of the crop. And I've also interviewed, David Thibodeau. Okay? He was a member of the Branch Davidian cult in Waco, Texas, where the FBI violently burned alive many women and children on April 19th, 1993 in the compound. So, and a lot of you don't know that the future of the Oklahoma City bombing, Timothy McVeigh, he was there. That actually inspired him to do what he did. It really did. That in the military, but mainly seeing what happened in Waco. That was wrong. Yeah, they were a cult, but they shouldn't have been murdered that way. And the FBI did murder them. And we will talk about that in the future. And maybe I'll bring David back on. Maybe I will. So, right now, guys, I'm just going to be doing podcasts that are you and me. And we're going to, converse together and have good conversations about certain topics. And we'll share our views with each other. And we may disagree, but we can still be friends. Right, guys? But for now, this is Sean Lonker, your host of the Mystic Paranormal Podcast on the Midnight Highway, signing off. Alright, take care, guys. And don't forget, subscribe and join that group page. Seriously. Alright, talk to you later. Bye.